Hey, how's it going guys? This is Dean with Taking Action. Today we're comparing the battery life between Xiaomi Mi 6 and Huawei P10. They both have respectively large battery, 3350 mAh on Mi 6 and 3100 on P10. And they both have LCD display. Mi 6 has a slightly larger 5.15-inch display and 5.1 inch on P10. So the specs are really close between these two phones. First, we have our charging speed test using the chargers that come from the box. I do notice that Xiaomi's charger comes in a larger size than what they used to offer, and looks better for my taste. It's an 18-watt charger that supports Quick Charge 3.0, and P10 on the other hand has a 22-watt charger using Huawei's supercharged technology, which normally isn't compatible with other phones. I used it to charge my Xiaomi Mi 6. It wasn't even recognized. Start off, P10 takes the lead in the first 30 minutes by being 2% faster, but the table has turned after 45 minutes. Eventually, despite having a larger battery, Xiaomi Mi 6 finished in 1 hour and 25 minutes and P10 took 1 hour and 30 minutes. So Mi 6 wins over charging speed, but P10 wins over heat control by staying cold the whole time, which in Xiaomi's case, it was a bit warm. But it's totally normal, nothing I would be worried about. Next, we have the video playback test. I use VLC application to play the same 1080p footage. To take out as many variables as possible, I put both phones on airplane mode, connected to the same Wi-Fi, 50% volume, and I crank up the backlight to maximum. So this is the same setting I'm going to use for the rest of the video. So P10 lasted 7 hours and Mi 6 took one step further, finishing at 7 hours and 18 minutes. Again, it's not that big of a difference, it's only about 4% longer, but 18 minutes might just be long enough for some emergency situation, so you never know. Next, I used the battery life test on Gfx Opengl Benchmark. It gives two sets of results to indicate how long a high-demanding CPU and GPU application is going to last on both devices and how well the phone handles it after running for a long time. Mi 6, the estimated battery life is 245.4 minutes, lowest frame rate rendered is 1855, and the battery dropped from 100% to 87%. On P10, the estimated battery life is 169.6 minutes, the lowest frame rate rendered is 1067, and the battery dropped about 17%. If you take a look at the performance chart, you will see Xiaomi's curve dropped to 2000 at about 16 minutes, and it pretty much stayed there the rest of the test, where on P10 you see a lot of diving, struggling, going up and down. It shows Snapdragon 835 chipset on Xiaomi Mi 6 is much better at handling such a daunting task. Also, it's more power efficient than current 960. But again, benchmark isn't always accurate, so I put both phones into a 4-hour battery rundown test. The first hour, I used navigation with the screen on. The battery dropped 12% on P10 and 11% on Mi 6. Then I record 1080p video for 1 hour. The battery dropped 35% on P10 and 22% on Mi 6. Then I played games for 1 hour. The battery dropped 29% on P10 and 22% on Mi 6. Last, I watched YouTube video for 1 hour. The battery dropped 19% on P10 and 15% on Mi 6. It shows when it comes to such intensive activities, you can expect Mi 6 to have 1 or 2 hours longer screen on time. My guess is that the P10 I use have eMMC memory configuration, which is less energy efficient than UFS. That explains the huge difference in video recording. Also, it proves the benchmark result that regarding graphic intensive gaming, Snapdragon 835 not only gets the job done, but it also needs less power. So if gaming is your priority, I strongly recommend you to go with Xiaomi Mi 6. At the end, we have a 10-hour standby test to simulate how your phone behaves while you're sleeping. I close all the apps in the background and connect it to Wi-Fi. Mi 6, after 10 hours, dropped about 5%, and P10 only dropped about 1%. This doesn't surprise me since Huawei always has this mechanism to restrict the background activities, which is good in terms of battery life. Apparently, there's still work needs to be done with Mi 6, because 5% is a bit too much since I didn't even insert the SIM card. Well, I think it's safe to say overall Mi 6 has better battery performance. P10 can also easily get you through the day as long as it's not doing any heavy lifting. Also, if you're interested in these two phones, check out my speed test as well as the camera comparison if you haven't. That was it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you next time.